good, everybody, and welcome to Weekday Wagers. My name is Mark Wallace. I am so glad you could join us on this incredible Wednesday afternoon, or quite frankly, anytime that you're watching us. We certainly appreciate it. If you'd be so kind, if this is your first time here, go ahead, hit that like button, that subscribe button. You want to make sure you catch all of our content because we are putting out a ton of content just for you. And I am so excited about today because today, again, if you are brand new to this show, first of all, if you're an OG, welcome, because you already know what's happening today. We got a little Robbie's radar. If you're brand new, you're going to want to buckle up because Robbie is our player prop guru, and he's already targeted 4 guys that he likes for this week's NFL. I can't wait to get into it. I learn so much every time this guy does a Robbie's radar segment. But before we can get into what we're going to do today, let's take a look and see what happened last night. And all right, 50-50. The point parlay did not come through for us, but the Caps and the Kings know how to play a very slow first 20 minutes in hockey and cash the under there. Speaking of Robbie Radar, Robbie, how you doing, bud?
Doing great, Mark. Yeah, this list on Robbie's radar was like pulling teeth last night. As you get later in the season, you see these quarterbacks playing, and you're like, I don't know who to target here. I don't know what's going to happen. Got teams that are already out of it, and you just got to kind of dig a little deeper. But I like the guys that I got this week.
I can't wait. I think it's, look, like I said, I learned so much because it is a little glimpse into the logic in the way you process and start looking at players, and it has helped me become a better player prop guy. Give me a lot more confidence in looking at my player props, so I can't wait to get to that. If you are new, but you know what? Quite frankly, we're talking about something new. It's called the Weekday Wagers Trifecta. And Rob, I don't know if you've known this, but we've done this now since we've come back from the Thanksgiving holiday. So Monday and Tuesday, and we have cashed both of them so far. We were having a lot of fun with our little holiday parlay that we were doing over the Thanksgiving Day weekend. This is kind of turned into something fun, and all you have to do is go in, drop your there's 3 options in the poll. You've got the Anaheim Ducks plus 1.5 goals. And if you choose that option, that's a plus 212 parlay, because Rob and I already know what we're going to play. Or you can go to college basketball and take Queens of North Carolina minus 5.5. That's an alt line there. That gets us to a very respectable plus 180. I like that neighborhood too. If you're feeling a little more conservative, we can go with the NBA, take Max Christie to get 10 plus points, rebounds, and assists. That trifecta is going to get us a plus 164. The chat decides what the third leg is going to be. And we've cashed. And we will continue to cash. We got the best chat in the business for a reason. Robbie, how much fun have these things been?
That's been great. And usually I do these with just hockey props. So it's good to actually explore some new markets and have some other plays in there. And like you said, man, it's been doing well. Even going back to last week when it was just me, you, and DG doing these. I think we're onto something here. I
think so too. I like it. And it's a nice unofficial play. Do you know what I mean? We can have a little fun with it and enjoy it. So make sure as you're joining us, go ahead, make your selection for which leg that you want to be included as that third part of this trifecta, and we will find out which one you decide at the end of the show. But Rob, last night, crazy night for your Gators on the hard court with Duke. First of all, did you get a chance to watch the game?
I did, yeah, doing homework and stuff, but it was on in the background. I really dialed in about 10 minutes left in the game and was able to watch all of that. Yeah, it was kind of what I said. They needed to shoot better. The Xavier Lee kid is not done well. I think he was like 1 for 10 last night from beyond the arc. It's bad.
He was a little leaky.
Yeah, very much. And the refs did us no favors, which when you play at Duke, that's kind of par for the course. I didn't agree with a lot of the late calls there at the end. That goaltending one was kind of BS. But, hey, don't leave it in the refs' hands and you won't have to worry about it.
I think the goaltending. And wasn't there a Gator, a player that got a Flag foul on the
Yeah, a hostile act, or
Yeah.
calling it.
Yeah.
He's going behind the back of the rim. Didn't look like he meant to elbow the guy. It looked like just part of the play. He gets fouled, but because he elbowed the guy on his way up, they call him and give a technical to Duke. Like, what are we doing? That was crazy. And the name of it's even dumber. Nothing hostile about it. It was a basketball play.
I agree. The minute the referee said, it's under review for a hostile act, I'm like, okay, first of all, he didn't throw a punch. Do you know what I mean? It's a basketball play. It's like a take foul. That's not a hostile play, a hostile act. It's part of the game. It's speaking of hostile acts. DG jumps in and says Duke wins because that's what they do. Listen, if there's anybody knows about a take foul, I'm sure DG is the master of those take fouls in his church league, and probably been chested up a couple times by people who didn't appreciate his enthusiasm for the game, as we can say it that way. What do you think this does for Florida as far as their overall? Is this kind of like the barometer, or do you think that they'll be able to reset and focus and have another tremendous season?
Yeah, I think it's a reset and focus. I think they proved they can still hang with Duke even without losing all the players they lost last year. So that was a good sign. And then as you get even last year, we didn't start getting our groove till later on in the year. So once we start getting into closer to March Madness, I'll get a better gauge of it. But no, I like the way they played last night. Like I said, I wish they could have shot better. Boozer for Duke dominated, just kind of like how his dad used to do back in the day. He's a hell of an athlete. So no, I thought it was a good showing from Florida. I was expecting them to probably lose by a little bit more. So for them to have a chance to even win it, it was very good. I liked that game.
Well, look, I can sit here and talk college basketball or even some hockey with you, but really, it's Wednesday, and that's not why people are here. They're here because it is time for a little. Time for a little Robbie's Radar. And we've got the A-Chain train, Devon A-Chain of the Dolphins, taking on the Jets. I am very interested in why you like Devon this week.
Yeah, first off, DG killed it with the graphics yet again this week. That's a clean look. But look, hey, man, the weather isn't the only thing hot in Miami right now. A-Chain has been on fire in his last 3 games. He's gone for 120-plus rushing yards, just rushing yards, in his last 3 games. And now on deck, he gets the New York Jets, the halfless New York Jets, who just let Bijan run and catch all over them this last weekend. I think he went for 140-plus on the ground and 40 more through the air. I love this matchup. One of the things I did want to look at, because it's in New York, and we all know Miami sucks in cold weather games. So I was like, well, let me just do a history of A-Chain. And last January 5th, A-Chain put up at least 101 scrimmage yards or more against the Jets on January 5th. So being in New York doesn't faze him. I'm really looking at his rushing props, his rushing and receiving. His touchdowns minus 135. Now, look, minus 135 for a touchdown is really juicy. But A-Chain has 8 touchdowns in his last 9 games, and the Jets have allowed 6 touchdowns to the RB1 in their last 3 games. So
wow,
you can play it solo, up your unit size, or if you have a parlay you like, that's a great leg to put in a parlay. Minus 135 should be able to allow you to get plus money with something else to pair it with.
Would you?
Yeah.
Is that something, Rob, that you would take and say, okay, I like the fact that I really like he's going to score a touchdown in this game against the Jets. Would you maybe then play an alt line and lower his rushing props down just a little bit so you get a great plus number?
For sure. And I was looking at his rushing prop. Lines are different. You know, they always come out weird. Right. I can't remember what it was at. I think it was around 76, maybe 80 rushing yards, somewhere in that range. I would try to maybe lower that to even 60. I bet if you put his 60 rushing yards with the minus 135 touchdown prop, you would still come out probably with plus money. And I'll get the plays. I've already put all of these guys. If you're subscribed to justthestatsports.com, I put all these in late last night and got all of them loaded up. So everything's already there. His rushing yards is at 77. So you're looking at 77 on the ground, 18 for a longest rush. I like that. And then his rushing and receiving is at 114. But like I said, the guy's got 120 plus in his last 3 games, and the Jets just let Bijan destroy him.
So Joe brings up a great point. Says ladder A-chain everything. Believe in Robbie's radar. No, Joe, I'm not going to say it. Nice try.
No.
As far as laddering, let's forget his nickname for you. But as far as laddering, do you like that approach too?
I do. I really do, because 77 is low, and I'm wondering if they're factoring it into Miami not playing well on the road. Now, if this was Buffalo in December or a good team in December, maybe. But the Jets, I mean, they suck. Come on. And the last time he played them, he went over 100 yards, 101 scrimmage yards. They had Quentin Williams on their team still. They had Sauce Gardner on their team. They don't have either one of those guys this time. So I think he still gets his. Laddering it, I don't hate laddering it at all.
Okay, perfect. Let's move it on. We're going, when in Rome, do as the Adunze. Rome Adunze for the Chicago Bears, taking on a divisional opponent, right? Green Bay Packers. Right. This is going to be a hell of a fight. What do we like for Rome Adunze?
Yeah, I hate that I put a Chicago Bear on this list, not going to lie, because I've had a love-hate relationship this season. But Rome is burning this week, and in a good way, because Rome's about to get on fire. I think this is going to be I can't believe in the Bears, Mark. I still can't. I know they beat Philly. I know what their record is.
Right.
But I just can't believe in them. Green Bay is still a 6.5-point favorite in this game, and for a reason. Their defense is stout. I think they're going to get to Caleb, but I think that's going to open up a lot of opportunities for Rome to get open early and often. Green Bay plays zone right around 78% of the time. So those slant routes, those underneath routes, and don't forget, Rome can break it loose. He's a speedy wide receiver. You liken him to somebody like George Pickens, Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, those kind of guys. All those guys I just named scored a touchdown on Green Bay this season. Okay. So I really like his receiving yards. I like his longest reception. It's at 18 plus. And then I'm sprinkling. This is a sprinkle on his anytime touchdown at plus 270. Wasn't going to, but when I look at the style of wide receiver who scored on Green Bay and kind of pair him up with what they were like, I think Rome could actually get in the end zone this weekend.
Yeah, and Scotty Tuhati is right there with you. He is on the Rome anytime touchdown. And Helen's son, Calvo. I'm just going to call you Calvo from now on because I look at that name and I'm like, Hellison Calvo. I'm just going to call you Calvo. Rome is on fire. He likes the A-chain over on everything as well. Now, Joe brings up an interesting point.
Okay.
That the Bears just might not be frauds.
Yeah, I put it in the write-up. If they beat Green Bay this week at Green Bay, yeah, then they are legit. I don't know. There's just something there that I've it's almost like New England right now. I have the same feeling with New England based on who they've played this season. They haven't played anybody. Now, Chicago's played a lot better teams than New England, but I'm just right there with the same with New England. I just can't get on board yet till I see them play somebody a little bit more legit. Now, I can't count Buffalo because Buffalo hasn't been the same Bills this year either.
Right. And for me, Chicago is that team that the minute I buy in, the minute I back them and I'm like, okay, yes, I'm riding with you, is when it's all going to go south. And it's going to be like, what was I thinking? It's the Bears. The Bears are going to Bears. And
welcome to being a Dallas fan.
And that's why I can't do it. I mean, they're having a really decent season. I mean, I just can't get behind them. I don't know what it is.
I don't either. And the weapons are there. I like Rome too because Monangai and Swift are a great two-headed monster to keep a defense, on their toes. Yeah. But it's still the Micah Parsons effect. It's still just the fact that I think Green Bay's defense, and looking at how Green Bay played against Detroit on Thursday, it was just they look better. When you put the eye test, Green Bay looks heads and shoulders better to me. Now, like I said, could be completely wrong. And if I am, Chicago, you earned your flowers after this weekend.
That's going to be I can't wait. That's actually a game that I'm really targeting on and trying to break down, because it is one of those games that will have such an impact on how the rest of the season goes for both of these teams. Moving on, we are going with Jakobi Meyers of the Jacksonville Jaguars, who's playing the Colts. Why do we like Jakobi?
Yeah, it was always Jakobi last week. I saw Brian Thomas come back. I thought he would reclaim his number one wide receiver spot, but that spot is now Jakobi's. He's the number one wide receiver there. He's gone over in all of his props, except for a touchdown. He has a touchdown in back-to-back games, but all the other props he's gone over since he's joined Jacksonville, except for that first game against Houston when he was kind of getting acclimated. But last week, man, he went 6 for 6 for 90 yards and a touchdown against the Titans, which Mark, you and I could probably have similar numbers against the Titans this season. They're pretty terrible. But the Colts didn't look great last week. They've got a lot of issues going on. Danny Dimes is on one leg. Tyler Warren had the bubble guts last week. Sauce Gardner is now out. And it's looking like this could be. Did
you just say bubble guts?
Yeah, he had the bubble guts. He had the bubble guts last week.
All right. I'm sorry. Yeah. Keep going.
No, you're good. But wide receivers are doing their thing against the Colts right now. They're vulnerable to wide receivers. They've allowed 114.3 receiving yards to the wide receiver one in their last 3 games. And now they're going to be in a dogfight with Jacksonville, because the winner of this takes full control of the AFC South. And I didn't think I would be saying that the way the season has played out. But I don't know. Danny Dimes is looking pretty suspect. But I think with this, though, Jakobi is the guy there now. I don't trust either running back, Etienne, and I don't trust Tootin because he's hurt. I think Tootin will be their starting running back going forward maybe next season, but he's still kind of dealing with an ankle injury. And then Brian Thomas, you just can't rely on him anymore. Brenton Strange is back as well, so you're going to have to put some targets and some eyes on him, which I think is going to lead to more Jakobi Meyer targets.
Okay. First of all, you can't say Tootin right after you say bubble guts. It just
I see. Yeah, no.
just doesn't work.
I knew that would go in together. I like that.
Oh my goodness. And Scotty Too Hottie also likes Myers for a touchdown. And Derek, brother, so good to see you. Glad you were able to join us. And yes, you know what, Joe? Just for you, Jaguars.
No, man. In Tennessee, they're the Jaguars. I'm sorry. That's just what we say. Just like I'm from Lafayette, Tennessee, not Lafayette, Tennessee. Okay? I'm not Cajun. I can't be saying that.
You're from Lafayette?
Yeah, Lafayette, Tennessee. I can't call it Lafayette. That's what we call it Lafayette, where we're from.
Does anybody else call it Lafayette, or is this a you thing?
In Tennessee, you might get a mixed audience. Everywhere else, it's definitely Lafayette.
Okay.
But yeah, Tennessee, it's a mixed bag.
All right, and we digress. Let's get to the next one.
Exactly.
We're going with Kyren Williams of the Rams, taking on the Cardinals. If they allowed phones to be carried by players, I think he'd be taking a lot of these selfies in the end zone. But why do you like him against the Cards?
Yeah, I mean, we all know LA has the greatest wide receiver core probably right now in the league with Puka and Devontae, but Kyren has been doing his own thing as well. I like him. He's averaging 73.6 rushing yards in his last 10 games. He has 9 touchdowns in that span as well. And the Cardinals are allowing around 76 rushing yards in their last 10, allowing 5 touchdowns in their last 3 games. So there you go. An A-Chain and Williams touchdown parlay looks pretty nice this weekend. And you can even still get Williams at minus 105 for a touchdown, which to me is crazy. He's found pay dirt in 4 straight games against the Cardinals with 5 total touchdowns. I really just like this look. I think the Rams should be able to control this game. I think the Rams, Devontae's been kind of banged up. Puka has an injury history. I think if they can get going early with Williams and ride him in this game and handle the Cardinals after that debacle in Carolina last week, the Rams better hope they get home field advantage, because if they play any of these cold weather teams, if it's slightly cold, it could be an issue in the playoffs for them.
Yes, I agree. They're turning into the Miami Dolphins of the West as far as, not being able to play in cold weather. Here's an interesting look on Kyren Williams, and it's one that you, me, and DG made a ton of money on last season, was playing him to be the first LA Rams touchdown of the game.
Yep.
he's kind of fallen off of that. The guy scored the Rams' first touchdown in 11 of their 18 games last year. This year, he's kind of fallen a little, he's not been that number one option for the Rams in the red zone. Is that because of the wide receiving core that they're just so talented now that they don't have to rely on him to get in the end zone?
100%. Devontae Adams has been the red zone target. It seems like every week now. It seems like he gets a touchdown or two almost, every week consecutively. That's the main reason, I think, because last year, they just had Puka. Cooper was still kind of banged up, so they didn't really have that number two, a true number two. And when you look at Devontae, he could easily be a number one on anybody else's roster right now. But he's the guy. When they get to the red zone, he's been their guy that they've been going to. In this one, I just like what Kyron has done to Arizona, and I just like that Arizona is not that great against the rush in general. And it's this late in the year. I think you're going to see a lot of teams kind of slow things down a bit. Like the Rams are better than the Cardinals. Let's be real. They're heads and shoulders better than the Cardinals. They should be able to control this game. Kyron should be able to get his in this one.
I like it. And breaking news, this just in. We're getting this confirmed from both Daniel Greer, 901, and Nate Atkins of The Athletic Reports, who say that Coach Sean McVay said Williams' ankle is feeling pretty good. And I use that in quotes. Monday, after the running back briefly exited Sunday's 31-28 loss to the Panthers. All signs pointing in the right direction for Kyron Williams to get his full regiment of snap share, right?
Yeah.
How do you read that?
Yeah. That's kind of how I read it. And I saw that too before I even put him on here. But like I said, I think he's a baller. And I saw enough of Blake Corum, and we saw enough of Blake Corum on our Sunday night watch along that he's not the guy. He's not the guy. I mean, you can try to feed him all you want. This is Kyron Williams' team, man. Yeah. He's in the running back room.
It was like watching who's the Vikings quarterback that did
JJ McCarthy?
No, McCarthy went out. And so they had to Bolson or Borson, something like that.
I couldn't tell you, Joe. You'll have to help us out. It starts with a B. I'm pretty sure it starts with a B.
Yeah, he was horrible. B as in horrible.
Yes.
Anyway, look, that's Robbie's radar. I hope that you found it as informative as I do every single week. It's a ton of great nuggets in there. We do have plays for today. And speaking of great nuggets, you know what's really good to put on your chicken nuggets?
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Seabass, the only 5-star chef in the game. We all know sports betting is full of bad beats and tough calls, but when it comes to flavor, there's no second guessing. Bassett's Blends is the plus EV lock of every meal. We don't need a stinking model. Crafted with winning spices and bold taste, Bassett's Blends comes in 3 flavors, original, hot, and no salt, that's going to turn chicken, steak, vegetables, any dish into a can't-miss cover every night. With Bassett's Blends, there's no bad beats, no flavor fades, just guaranteed greatness. Check out the link right here where you can pick up your Bassett's Blends for a guaranteed lock every single night.
I love it. Love me some Bassett Blends. You know what else I love? The Anaheim Ducks tonight. They're taking on the Utah Mammoth. And look, the Mammoth have been on a brutal, brutal stretch on the road where they've dropped 4 straight now. They are just giving up way too many goals. Their offense isn't strong enough to really make up for their lack of defense. And that leads to big problems, especially when you're taking on a team like the Ducks, who are averaging over 4 goals a game in their last 10. I think that Anaheim's defense, they're a little suspect in goal right now, simply because they have injuries to Peter Mesrick and Lucas Dostal. But they're going to have Bill Husso, who is going to be in goal for them tonight. He hasn't done that bad, and I know I butchered his name, so you can at me later. I just think that Anaheim is going to bring a much more reliable offense, and with that comes a better chance to tilt the game in this favor. I'm playing them on the money line. I'm kind of excited to see if we are playing them for the trifecta on the plus 1.5. Robbie, what do you got?
Yeah, don't at Mark. If you know, you know, going back to a little split decision. Look, I'm on Rupe Hintz, 1+ point at -115. He is sitting at 399 career points. That's including playoff and regular season games. I think he gets point number 400 tonight. Don't hate maybe even betting him to score a goal. He has a point in 15 to 22 games this season with 8 goals on the year. Centers, especially the second-line centers, have achieved success against New Jersey in their last 10 games. They've allowed a goal to the position in 2 straight and allowed 11 points overall in that span. Hintz has scored a goal and 2 assists in the last meeting against New Jersey. So, look, we just need him to get one of those in this one, and we cash. In his last 8 games, Hintz has a total of 6 goals and 3 assists against the Devils. You know, hockey players are well aware of their milestones. They know what it is, and it means a lot to them to eclipse it. He didn't eclipse it last night. I just noticed that he was setting at 399 today, so I think it's going to be a good cash for us tonight. Like I said, take him for a point, -115. You might even sprinkle in his anytime goal at +240.
I love it. And it simply because he is also one leg of the JustTheStatsSports.com daily play.
Nice.
I believe, let me just, as I say that, I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure. I'm positive he is. Yeah. Not the points, but the 2 shots on goal.
Okay.
Because he's gone over 2 shots on goal in 15 of his last 17, and he's gone over this line in 5 of his 6 against the Devils. He's averaging almost 4 against the Devils. So yeah, I love that. I guess we're both on Rupee.
Yeah, Rupe. And it's I guess it's gone up at -140. I got it this morning at -115. So the fact that it's already gone up to -140, I like that. I would say maybe pair him with somebody. I like Nate was saying Mikko. He's done got the names mixed up. Mikko Rantanen, Jason Robertson, and Wyatt Johnson. I'll just say him like that because I don't know the pronunciations that he's got in there. I maybe would pair him with.
He's got Mikko, Robo, and Wyjo.
That's it. There you go. Now, when you say it, it sounds right. But when you're reading it, I'm like, I don't know how to say any of that. Maybe pair him with one of those guys now that it's -140. You could even look at his assists. You might even check that out. I think it was somewhere around -110 for an assist. So that might be another look.
Interesting. I'm with you. I mean, how often do you break down and say, okay, I'm going to play this guy for an assist, I'm going to play this guy for a goal, versus playing them just on their point lines?
Oh, well, one guy, I don't care to tell you, Rasmus Dahlin. I have him for 1+ assist tonight at -110. And it's because his 23 points this season, I think somewhere around 23 points, are all assists. He's on the top power play with Tage Thompson. So if you get a guy like a defenseman that's on the top power play unit, Mika Sergachev of Utah, he's another guy. Matthew Schaefer for the Islanders, they're good for assists. That's kind of when I play the assist prop. Or if you've got Artemi Panarin, he's not a known goal scorer, but he's definitely more of an assist guy. Just depends on how they play, really, where they're at.
Well, listen, speaking about how guys play and where they're at and the difference of an assist or a goal, we do have our daily dinger. And we were looking at the OV. Alex Ovechkin at +140, which is surprising to me that he's that high, to be honest. Cutter Guthway.
Gauthier.
Yeah, I'm sure. Cutter Goldchain at +160. Kyle Connor, finally a name I can pronounce, at +165. Troy Terry going for 2 in a row at +230. And Rupee Hintz, if you like it, with a little bit of he's at +240 for a goal. Who do you like on this list and why?
You know, let's just go all in on Rupe. I do like Cutter. Cutter owes me from Monday night because he ruined a leg of a parlay. But let's just go all in on Rupe. I've played it personally already for him to get a goal tonight. Let's see if he can get .400 and it be a goal.
Okay, well, listen, I like it simply because there's synergy with the play of the day over at Just the Stat Sports. He can't score a goal if he doesn't shoot the puck. So I like it there. I'm actually going to go, and this is full disclosure. This has nothing to do with stats other than this one very simple stat. Cutter Goldchain at +160 because he did you dirty. Every single time you play somebody that lets you down, it is the next game that they light it up. That's the only rationale behind this I have. I mean, is there anything else that people should know about playing Cutter?
Yeah, he hasn't scored a goal yet. Who are they playing? I'm drawing a blank. Utah. He hasn't scored a goal yet against Utah, so I think he breaks the streak tonight. And yes, like you said, if I put them in a parlay, they're the only leg that loses. You can bet your ass the next game they're going to go off. I told y'all Leon Draisaitl, I think it was earlier this year. He did the same thing. I sent y'all the screenshots, and I said I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a hat trick next game. Came damn close. He got 2 goals in the next game, so we just need Cutter to get us 1 tonight.
All right. Well, we do have some other plays. And speaking of other plays, if you haven't already put in your vote for the poll, get that in, because as soon as we're done going through these, that poll is closing. Cheesy joins us over on the X and says, what's good, guys? He likes TJ McConnell over 19.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He gave it the 3 hammers. That's usually a good sign for Cheesy. I like that. Taj says, play San Diego State minus 9.5. San Diego State and San Diego. And there's a real difference. The Aztecs and the Toreros both have been absolutely phenomenal to start this college basketball season. I know DG has been all over San Diego going into it, so I like this one. And Joe, don't do it.
Might just get blocked.
Just don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh, I don't. That doesn't bother me. I won't ever say it. It's like saying Voldemort in Harry Potter. You can't say Voldemort. You can't say that word.
Love it. And Madam Presidente, you're very welcome. And this is so much fun because, yes, we really do get a chance to dive into and take a look at things from a different perspective. And hopefully the knowledge that, everybody gleams from that, it helps people become a better. And I know that I have learned a lot from player props from you, so I know I appreciate when we're able to break that down. Taj also gives us, is that IU, Indiana University at Indianapolis? Is that IUI versus Detroit under 182.5?
Guess as good as mine on that one, brother.
All right. And Taj, better, yeah. I think you can get all of these picks too. And if you want a breakdown from Taj's picks, I'm sure he has them up at justastatsports.com. Head on over there. Use promo code DATA100, DATA, all caps, 100. You get your first month for 50% off. Get over there and get the breakdown. Scotty Too Hottie wants to know, are we Survivor watching tonight?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'll be
Survivor watching. Yeah. Also, Taj has a NHL pick on our site that I really like too. So check that play out if you're over there. I do like that play as well.
Todd's dropping all his basketball plays in here. Cal Baptist plus 21. DG's giving us Brooklyn, Chicago, first quarter over 59.5. I like that, actually. I like that. And Derek played Anaheim to win on the 60-minute line plus 130. Derek, I will tell you, I love that look.
Yeah.
So from an official line or official play at justastatsports.com, I'm actually on the Ducks on the money line, the play I just gave out here on the show. But as I put in the write-up on the site, sprinkle a little bit on that plus money, because if they win it in regulation, which I think that they should, they're just that. They have the better offense, and their goalie, while shaky, is still better than Veggie.
Yeah, totally agree.
There's that. We do have a question for Taj. Copen, right?
Yeah, I just called Lafayette, so I'm not probably the best one to ask.
Well, they're in West Virginia. I figured it was close to Tennessee. I mean, they're playing West Virginia. I didn't. Okay. They're not from.
Yeah.
So Todd, maybe we get an add in there. Is Derek brings up a great question. Is there a minimum odds for the saloon shot? Yes, there are. Although there's some caveats to that. So it's so funny that I'm the one giving the breakdown on getting into the saloon. You know what, Rob? Why don't you tell people, since I'm still on the outside trying to get in?
Yeah, so it has to be plus 1,000. Normally, like during baseball season, it's minimum 4 legs because there's not a lot going on. So you got to do a little bit of digging. For me and the boys, it's our first touchdown score, which I will kind of be glad when that's over with so I can build me a better one because I have sucked at those. But yeah, so plus 1,000. And if you're like Miss Kimberly and you play a touchdown prop on each game and they all hit, that's congratulations. I wish I could do that. So yeah, plus 1,000. That's the main thing. Make sure it's plus 1,000. Don't go too crazy. Like don't give me a 10 legger. Maybe keep it to 4 to 5 legs. Try to get us to 1,000.
No, there can't be any more than 4. It has to be. It's only 1,000. It's over 1,000 up to 4 legs.
Okay. I think we gave somebody some grace. I think one time, so that's why I'm thrown off a little bit. So yeah, 4 legs plus 1,000. That's hammering it now since I'm in the saloon.
Yes, got it. Okay, so we got that. Let's see. We are ending this poll right now. And the results, overwhelming. Overwhelming. Nobody wanted to. That's actually kind of surprising because the lowest one at plus 164 got 25% of the votes.
Damn.
The middle one at plus 180, which I think it's kind of like, that's one of my favorite ones, only got 17% of the vote. So I know you went all in on Rupi Heinz.
Yeah, sure. I did.
I'm all in. The chat is all in on the Quack Attack. They're taking the Anaheim Ducks plus the 1.5. So they just got to, if they don't win it, they better win this on the money line. Just right. If you're listening, Ducks, do it.
Right.
And in regulation, because we just told Derek that was a really good look. But if they happen to lose and keep it within 1 goal, we still win. That's all that matters. So we are we're going with the Anaheim Ducks plus 1.5. If you want to increase those odds and play them on just straight up on the money line, that's also a good look. I don't like that, but that's the official trifecta. We'll have that out here shortly. That short will drop right after that. So you get my play, you get Robbie's play, because how else are you going to cash? You got to have our plays. And that's just it. And Joe, no, I'm not going to book club later. And I know you had to leave and come back to join us. So I'm going to say it again. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just no. No, it's as Robbie said, we didn't realize you were gone. We might have to block you.
Yeah, for sure.
So there's that. Rob, anything, I mean, besides Survivor, obviously, because we're watching Survivor tonight, I am now hooked. I am thoroughly invested into Survivor. Anything else?
Yeah, I agree with Nate G. I'm really excited to see the Mammoth and Ducks game. Those are 2 really young teams that if they keep doing things the right way, could be in playoffs going forward for a long time to come. So that would be the hockey game that I'm most looking forward to tonight is Anaheim and Utah.
I like it. I am going to be all over that Duck game as well as Survivor. And I'm also going to have my eye on an NBA game because I'm going to sweat out a first half under for the total.
Gross.
I know, right? And it feels like, yeah, even the dogs are barking, say, no, that's a bad idea. Yeah. But I'm doing it, and I will be watching there. But tomorrow, it's going to be you and DG breaking down a little Survivor.
Yep.
Can't wait for that. I'll be able to participate in the chat because I finally know what the hell is going on. I can't wait. But thank you guys so much for joining us. Please, if you would be so kind, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. That way you get notified as soon as these shorts drop and our videos drop and the content drops. You don't want to miss any of it. And as DG always says, because if you're not catching us live, you're already behind. So if you are not catching us live, hurry up and catch up. Join the rest of the party. Join the rest of the chat because we got the best chat in the business. But for Robbie, myself, listen, thank you guys again so much. We'll see you back here tomorrow, 2 o'clock Eastern. Until there, take care of yourself. Let's cash these tickets. Be good.